morning. Good morning. Stewardship season here at Immanuel is a great time to reflect on how we share our time, talents, and treasure to support the amazing activities of this church. What brings you joy here at Immanuel? For me, it is working side by side with our fellow Immanuelites, providing assistance to those less fortunate than us. There are quite a few programs here at Immanuel that provide needed services to our larger community. Your gifts of tithes and offerings make these programs possible. I was fortunate to be part of an effort here at Immanuel to support an Afghan refugee family. Syed, his wife, and 2 young sons arrived in Northern Virginia with their very few possessions contained in a backpack. He had worked at the U.S. Embassy in Kabul and would certainly have been a target when the U.S. government left Afghanistan. Under the leadership of Pastor Katie, Immanuel partnered with Pastor Laney from Immanuel Presbyterian Church to support Syed and his family. An apartment was rented for 1 year for them. Immanuelites then donated and stored and moved furniture to fill their new 2-bedroom apartment. New mattresses were provided for their beds, and the refrigerator was fully stocked. The family needed a vehicle as their new apartment was nowhere near public transportation. It was agreed that the 2 churches would jointly fund the purchase of a good used car for them and also pay for the first year of car insurance. I'm a car guy, so is Doug and a few others here, so I volunteered to find the right car to purchase for this family. You may recall that we had postings in the e-presence soliciting for a good used car. I had started doing online searches and visited a couple car dealerships. At about that time, our fellow Immanuelites Susan and Andy Gregory told me that Susan's mother was ready to stop driving and offered her car for sale at a generous price. After driving that car, I knew that it was the car and it was within our budget. I then set about preparing the car for Syed, and more blessings ensued. My first trip was to my friends at Auto Body of Vienna, where I told them about what we were doing for this family. They did the work and they did it for free. Next up was a 60,000-mile service, which Jay and Steve from Vienna Gas and Auto Care did also for a discounted price. Everybody wanted to get in on the blessings. And finally, a trip to Pro Clean of Tyson's Corner for auto detailing to get the car looking like new. When I told the owner, Mike, the story of what we were doing, he provided the services again at a reduced price. But what really struck me as I was leaving was that the usually grumpy Mike said, "God bless." The joy of that day in January of this year, when we gave the car keys to Syed, was amazing. I can get choked up. Pastor Katie, Pastor Laney, and members of both of our congregations were there to celebrate the moment that you made possible through your tithes and offerings. When we delivered the car, Syed and his family proudly had us come into his new apartment and hosted us with tea and Afghan treats. The last piece of the puzzle for Syed was finding employment. Syed told me that he would do any job to provide for his family. Immanuel's Community Service and Action Committee led the way with resume preparation and job searching. Syed soon had meaningful employment that met with his skills from his days working at the U.S. Embassy in Kabul. The story of this family showcases what can be accomplished when you and Immanuel bring our time, talent, and treasure to bear for a family in need. Thank you.